Sideshow Collectibles actually not only carried this one, but the Ashen Lao-Shan as well. Check them out at the links in the description.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors, it is Steven here, and welcome to another Monster Hunter review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the, alright, let me make sure I get, it is the CCP Giga Soft Vinyl Series Lao-Shan. Now, what's cool, real quick, is that if you're not a fan of this one, they also did the Ashen, or the subspecies of Lao-Shan. Now, this Elder Dragon is going to be in the pose where he's standing upright and he's getting ready to attack hunters. Not necessarily the pose that he's well known for, but it is the pose that is probably going to be most accommodating for your shelf. Because let's be honest here, it could be a long boy or a tall boy. Which one do you want? I'd rather go with the tall. Now, with this very hefty price tag, towering almost as tall as he is, about 250 or so bucks, is this one going to be worth the purchase? Is this going to be for the common Monster Hunter fan who maybe just picked up Rise, or is it only going to be for the folks who took him down way back at the beginning of the series? Well, let's take a look to see whether or not this one is going to be worth adding into your collection. My fondest memory of Lao-Shan, since that is something I'm doing with every single monster that I'm reviewing from Monster Hunter, actually stems way back to when the first game was released. And with Lao-Shan, I actually wasn't playing Monster Hunter at the time. You see, what was actually going on was I saw somebody else playing the game, and I saw them hunting Lao-Shan, and I thought, that is a cool dragon. Wow, pretty neat. And then that one kind of just stuck in my mind, and then I played Try. So that was pretty cool. And it's nice now that I actually get to own Lao-Shan, and wow. Wow, this one is actually really, really cool. If you didn't happen to catch it, I already uploaded my review of the Akantor release from CCP already. And I do have to say that this one I actually like just a hair better. And that is going to mostly come down to not only the sculpt here, but mostly the paint application. Now, if you do check out some other reviews, there are some notes that the paint application is a little bit missing, most particularly for the cream coloration on the body, mostly the stomach, the chest area. But in hand, I do think it actually is pretty good. I don't know if it's because there may be a special reissue that Sideshow, which is where I got mine from, if they happen to have a special corrected production run, but I think that this coloration looks just fine for this monster. And not only are we going to have a nice burnt coloration for the skin of Lao-Shan, but the black that is used as well for the more craggy, spiked parts of this monster looks great. The only downside for this figure that it's really going to have is that some areas you are clearly able to see seam lines, which I know that there are some folks who absolutely hate those. So if that does break your immersion for liking some action figures or even statues, this is not going to be the one for you to get. Now, moving on to articulation, which we do actually have some. Lao-Shan is going to have a hinged jaw. However, it doesn't really like to move too much, and it likes to reset back into position, so, be careful with that. Head sort of swivels as well. The shoulders do swivel, but they don't really have all that great of a range of movement. One likes to move more than the other, but do keep in mind you may scratch a few parts, and you don't really want to do that. The hips do swivel around just a little bit, maybe enough to move the legs a bit, but hey, it is what it is. Now, the tail is going to be rather interesting because it does swivel. However, keep in mind that it's going to be on an oval connection, and you don't really want to stress that too much, because you don't want to tear anything. Now we'll go ahead and move on over to a size comparison so you can see just how big this figure is, and I had to back my camera way up in order to get this size comparison for you. And I do have to say that, yeah, this is one huge dragon, and I also threw in a Akantor here for the size comparison, along with a can of a nice flavored pop there. So this way you have a really good idea of how towering not only Lao-Shan, but Akantor is as well. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Now, I will say, when mine shipped, Sideshow was sold out of this one, but they did have the subspecies in stock. And I gotta say, honestly, I'm even thinking about the subspecies. This release is just very, very good. And if you're a fan of this monster, this is one awesome Elder Dragon to have on the shelf. I'm very pleased with the quality, and hopefully we're going to get some more releases. We have plenty of more coming up. They shouldn't stop at 3. They've got more. Well, I mean, what do we have? We got Jen Morn, Darren Morn. We have, what was that? Cedius? Is that how you pronounce it? We've got so many other releases. CCP, just go hog wild. It seems like Monster Hunter statues are what really works for this property. So please, just gimme. It seemingly never gets, but I will get them all. Yeah. So very good release. If you're thinking about it, supply is dwindling. I would get this sooner rather than later. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.